All right, so this is the debt snowball. This is a process used to be able to get yourself out of debt. The first thing we have to look at is how much money we have to pay debt with. So they have an income of $44,000. 20% of that is going to go to taxes, and 20% of 44,000 is 8,800. So I'm going to write that in here. Then once you subtract that out and divide by 12, that gives you your monthly take-home pay, which ends up being $29.33. Now, some of that money needs to go towards paying the four walls. It needs to take care of your mortgage, utilities, gas, groceries, cell phone, and insurance. When you total these all up, you're going to subtract that out from the 29.33, and that actually leaves you with 1308. So I'm going to put some of the information from right here over onto here as well. So the monthly salary ends up being 29.33. In this case, there is no second job listed, so we're going to skip that part. So the total ends up being 29.33. The total of all the bills, if you total up 1,000 right here, plus the 50, plus 190, plus 210, plus 55, plus 120, ends up giving you 1625. And when you subtract that out of your 2933, you end up with 1308. So this is your expendable money. This is the money that can go towards paying off your debt. And so we're going to use that to calculate for our debt snowball. The first month we go to make a payment, though, one thing I want to draw your attention to is we have a garage sale. So the first month and the first month only, we're actually able to add that to our 1308. So the first month we're paying, we have 1408 to pay debt with. Every month after that, it's going to go back to 1308. It's a one-time thing. So what you're going to do is I have these already arranged in order. You'll notice that I ordered them from by their current balance from least to greatest. My Home Depot balance is $650. My Best Buy balance is $800. Visa's $4,570, car loan $12,000, and my student loan $8,000. So these get ordered from smallest to greatest. It's snowballs, right? You start off with the smallest one first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our amount that we have to pay debt, and we're going to make the minimum payments on all of the debts except for the top one. The top one, we're just going to write, the top one, we're going to put everything extra that we have towards that one so we can pay that one off first and then work our way down as time goes on. So we're going to take our 1308, and you have to make sure to pay minimum payments on all of these, because if you don't, then you've got the bank calling you, and that's a bigger problem. So we're going to take the 1308, and from that, I'm going to subtract out the 330, the 385, the 15, and the 25. So I'm paying minimum payments on all of these right here, and that leaves me with 553. Plus, I also have that $100 from the garage sale. So really what I have left is $653. So right here, I'm going to pay all 650 of this. So my payment on this first one is $650. With the $3 extra, you apply it towards your next debt. My next debt down is this Best Buy. When I made this payment, I already paid that 25, plus I had the $3 left over from paying on that Home Depot in that first month. So this month I paid 25 plus 3. So I've made a payment of $28 on that one now. So this took 1 month to pay off. In that 1 month's time, I paid this 25 and this 3, totaling a payment of $28. So what we're going to do to figure out is how much we have left after we've made that payment of $28. So I will take my 800 and subtract off the 28, leaving me with $72. And that is my new balance. Now there's some interest there that payment would have gone to, but we're going to account for that over here, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. So now in the first month, we were able to write a check completely, pay off Home Depot, and pay an extra $3 onto Best Buy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start all over again. We're in our next month now. We're going to take our $13.08, and from that, I'm going to pay the minimum payments on all the debts except for the top one. So I'm going to subtract out $330, subtract out $385, subtract out $15, and that leaves me with $578. So now every month I'm going to be paying $578 towards that debt. Now, to figure out how many months it's going to take me to pay that off, I'm going to take what my current balance is, the $772, and I'm going to divide it by the monthly payments. So 772 divided by 578 gives me 1.3. So that means that's going to take a little bit more than 1 month to pay off. Now, like I said before, when we subtracted the $28 off of this balance, we didn't account for interest at that time. Here's where we're going to account for that. Instead of leaving it at 1 month or rounding down, we're going to always round up. So 1.3 is going to become 2 months. And again, this isn't an exact time frame, but it gives you a time frame to work with, so you know where the light is at the end of the tunnel. Now, so far we're 3 months into our debt snowball. Here's 1 plus 2. In those last 3 months, we've been making payments on Visa. We paid $15 on this Visa for each of those months. So you're going to take the $45.70, and we're going to subtract off our three $15 payments. So $45.70 minus 3 times 15 gives us $45.25. So that's where our balance is approximately now. To figure out how much we're going to pay on it, we're going to take our $13.08, and we're going to make sure to make minimum payments on these last two debts, and then everything extra goes towards the Visa. So we're going to subtract out the $330, subtract out $385, and that leaves us with a payment of $593. Now I have $45.25 left on this bill. Every month we're going to be paying $593 towards it. So I'm going to take the $45.25, divide that by the $593, and that gives us 7.6 months. And again, you're always going to round up, even if mathematically it's a 1.3 or whatever. You wouldn't. You're always going to round up here. So now we have to make that payment 8 times in order to get this Visa debt paid off. So now we are 11 months into this thing, 8 plus 2 plus 1. We're 11 months, and for all of those 11 months on this car loan, we paid $385. So we're going to take our $12,000. From that, we're going to subtract 11 payments of $385. And when I subtract that, I get $7,765. To figure out what our new payment is, now that these top 3 debts are paid off, I'm going to take my $13.08 and I'm going to subtract the $330 for the student loan. And now all that money that's left over is going to be applied towards the car loan. So we're going to start paying $978 on that car loan debt. My balance is now down to $77.65. So I take that amount, divide it by the $978, and that gives us 7.9. So again, I'm going to round that up to 8. So now we are 16, 17, 18, 19 months into this debt. We are on our very last debt. These are all paid off. We're going to take our $18,000. We've been paying, like I said, for 19 months. we're going to take off our 19 payments of $330 from our balance, which leaves us with $11,730. And now for this one, all your money that you have left over goes towards paying that debt. So you have $13,008 towards that debt. You're going to take your $11,730 and you're going to divide it by your 1308. Divided by 1308, and that gives you 8.9 months. We're going to round that up to 9 months. And if you total these all up, that gives you 28 months. So just a little bit over 2 years, and they get all 5 of their debts paid off, which sounds like a long time, but it's a lot faster than paying it if you just made minimum payments.